Hello everybody, my name is Lake and welcome to Roblox Trash. Today we're doing Blue Heater 2. This is like the most popular, one of the most popular paid games on Roblox, so you already know I had to check it out. Plus it's got a weird ass name. Never from that name would I have guessed that this is an RPG. Anyway, making videos is a lot harder than you might think, so if you enjoy and you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and let's get right into it. Here's my experience with Blue Heater 2. So first things first, I create this sexy character. He looks exactly like the sexy individual that appears every time I look in the mirror. I mean, look at that long, luscious hair. Anyway, there's no classes, there's just people that teach you how to do stuff. I grabbed a greatsword. I'm just literally guts, including the suffering. All in all, okay, I have a lot of good points to say about this game. The gameplay is fun, it's kind of skill-based, which is definitely not something that I always see in Roblox RPGs. My least favorite genre of Roblox RPG is the kind where you just hit something and it hits you and you're just guaranteed to take damage. Well, no. Here, there's gigantic red boxes, enemies telegraph their attacks, and you can actually use the roll that you have for some good for once. A lot of RPG games have the roll, and there's just literally no reason to use it. That's not the case here. You're going to die very quickly if you don't utilize that roll and dodge those attacks. So I appreciate the combat here actually being, like combat. It feels like an exchange rather than just two things hitting each other until one of them dies. Everything is really well made here. The world looks nice. The quests are, quests. All of the weapons look good. Most of the weapons are fun to use. They all seem different enough. Abilities are useful. I mean, that's not something you see every day. And all the gear and just the character designs and stuff really looks great. I mean, look at my drip. I got this from a dungeon. It doesn't encourage party play, so it means that you can just easily solo all this stuff if you really want to. It might go quicker with friends. There's no PvP from what I've seen yet, which is another great point. And the world here seems to be really, really massive. Like huge. And there's just a lot to do in this game. There's quests everywhere, there's drops you can farm for, there's lots of grinding to do, and honestly this is probably one of the better Roblox RPG games I've played in terms of gameplay. But gameplay is only one of the categories we talk about here. The second is art direction, to which I would say also pretty good. It feels like it's veering into Vestiria distance, It all looks really good. The world is kind of like, some of the locations remind me of Elden Ring. Sometimes it reminds me of Swordburst. Clearly this has been inspired by a lot of things, that's my point. You have double jumping, so sometimes there's just parkour, you can do it for rewards, and there's just a lot of nooks and crannies to explore. It's got pretty good verticality. That's also not something I see very often in Roblox games. And it's really just grandiose in scale. I have not explored all of this yet. All in all, the art direction here is good, and all the outfits and the swords look cool, they make you feel cool, and I think that's a very, very important part of an RPG game, because if you're not making the player character feel cool, you're doing it wrong. As I said, the music is good, the sound design is good. It's nothing special, but it's a Roblox RPG, so you can't really expect too much. There's a joke about Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh in there where they said that Yu-Gi-Oh sucks and Magic the Gathering is awesome, so I'll give more points for that as well. But yeah, everything just feels good here. Like, it's fun to travel around the world and never gets tedious. You're given a horse early, you don't have to save up for it, like it just immediately gives you a mount, which I really appreciate because there's nothing worse than an RPG game that forces you to walk around for hours before you finally get a horse. You should just give a horse to people immediately, damn it. It's like the basic unit of an RPG, especially one like this. And now on to the final category, which is monetization. Now this is the make or break thing for a Roblox game. And monetization gets really, really awful in some games. Luckily, that is not the problem here. In fact, I didn't really look, but I don't think there is monetization. Maybe I should take a closer look around, but the game is 49 Robux, right? I don't think there's any monetization. There's certainly not any monetization of the pay-to-win variety. It seems like everything is free to get. There's none of that bullshit, game passes 2 times XP, 2 times drop, yada yada. Nothing like that. You'll love to see it. You can buy a private server though, which I should say is infinitely more pricey than the actual game. I suppose if you want to support the dev, but it just really should not be that expensive. Now, on to the negatives. There are a few annoying things here. One of the things I hear people complaining about all the time is the fact that the enemies are not local, right? I don't think they should be local. Like, maybe there's a bit of a compromise that can be found here. But when you're trying to do quests, people just constantly steal your kills, especially in the beginning areas. And the enemies take forever to respawn, so sometimes you just have to wait. It's ridiculous. There has to be a better solution to this, I'm just saying. Because there's no way that I should be waiting for these other people to finish up with their slime quest, or like basically fighting with them to try to win the kills. If you're gonna have that, better just turn PvP on so I can beat this guy's ass and get him out of my goddamn way. And this became a major blocker for me. Maybe I was just in a really populated server, but this was a consistent problem. This was a really big issue. There were just people stealing my kills fucking everywhere I went. Everywhere. Why are you here? Get out of here. I'm trying to kill some rabbits. But generally speaking, the game is fun. It's really fun. I'm comparing this on the basis to something like Sword Burst, which is a game that has that exact beat it until it dies combat that I was talking about. And I've been wishing for a Roblox game that has decent combat, you know, specifically an RPG, for a long time. In my opinion, there's really two genres of RPG combat. There's the you beat each other until one of you dies, and then there's the Deep Woken / Arcane Odyssey, you know, like kind of ragdoll modular system. I'm not a fan of that either, okay? I think there's got to be a better compromise, and I think Blue Heater 2 is working towards an interesting compromise, at least more interesting than the other people have tried, and I commend it. This is skill-based. It feels like kind of playing a light version of Elden Ring. Not comparing it to that in difficulty, but I just mean how the combat works. You know, hit something, roll out of the way. I appreciate it for trying something different and also trying something that doesn't fit into those two categories. All in all, Blue Heater 2, it's worth 49 Robux in my opinion. I think this is probably one of the better Roblox RPGs I've played. The best combat award definitely goes to Jujutsu Kaisen Infinite though. I will not lie. Anyway, if you have any Roblox games to recommend, drop them down below. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more of literally any other game, also drop it down below and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and yeah, I love you all. I'll see you next time. This has been Roblox Trash. Ciao.